Okay, Bismillah. Assalamualaikum. Hi, everyone. And I just wanted to quickly share tips for how to organize your day in a way that gets the most out of it, especially if you want to do creative work. The reason, I know two complete oxymorons, creative, organized, no way can the two go together, right? Like, if you're a creative person, usually you sleep all day and drink loads of coffee or whatever stimulation drink you drink at some ridiculous hour in the evening, and then you just thrash out some next level stuff like you've been shot through the brain until 3 in the morning. Apparently that's how it should work, right? No. If you lived your life like you see most creative people going to uni, you probably want to commit suicide after a few weeks. So you have to be a bit organized in how you get your creativity out, and you have to be disciplined about your creativity. Again, two words that don't usually go together, but being somebody who's writing a book and running a studio, I know that I have to be pretty disciplined in how I structure my day. So I have been blessed enough to have a mentor guide me through. I'll put a link to his website below. But he gave me some advice on how I can structure my day to get the most out of my business, out of my brain for my business. So, and there's two ways that you can do this. But the main secret to it is to work in chunks, to organize your day in chunks, which is creative work and everything else. So creative work being the stuff that actually needs you to be creating with your brain. And everything else is the boring stuff, the standard stuff, non-work stuff that is, household stuff, especially if you have a home business like I do, dishes, laundry, stuff for family. And the ideal and perfect way to do this is work in 2-hour chunks. So 2 hours for the creative work and 2 hours for everything else. 2 hours, 2 hours, 2 hours. And your whole day goes by like that. And that allows for family time. It lets you have a life. And it's not that crazy just blasting through your entire day, 9 to 5 and then whatever, or 9 to 9, or, whatever. That's not a life, let alone so a family life. So as my mentor said, and he's 100% right. I mean, when I was studying, the way he advised us to do study chunks was 90 minutes focused studying, 30-minute break, 90 minutes, 30 minutes. But obviously when you have a family, you're giving attention to people as more than yourself, husband, kids. So it's better to have 2-hour slots. And that's the best way to do it. And another thing that I wanted to throw in was I'm blessed enough to have been given this book as a gift by an awesome family friend in Florida, who totally just splurged on us and really, really helped us out. So this is a book by a well-known personal development author, and it's advice for whoever wants to go out there and start having confidence in what they're giving back to the world in their creativity. If you're one of those people struggling for inspiration and you want to look inside yourself and think, what can my next book be about? What can my next blog post be about? What can my next business be about? What can my next painting be about? Here are a bunch of questions you can ask yourself that I recommend this book for these series of questions. It's really good for self-reflection. And that's another thing that you should start and end your day with, self-reflection. While we're at it, there is a hadith saying of the Prophet ﷺ the companions watched a man walk by the Prophet ﷺ and basically made a comment that this guy is going to go to heaven, guaranteed. And the companions were amazed because they wanted to do whatever he was doing, so they started to follow him around. And they realized that he didn't do anything differently from any of the rest of them. So in the end, they asked the Prophet ﷺ, long story short, what's the big deal about this guy? And they realized that what he did was an exercise in self-reflection. At the end of his day, he went through a process of remembering all the events that went in the day, and then if there was anything that he held a grudge in himself, he let go of it. And that was his process of self-reflection. But it's just a lesson to all of us to know how beneficial and uplifting the process of self-reflection is. And that's not just on your character and your personality, also on your skills. It's very important to be reflective, to analyze where you are and what you can constantly be giving out as output, because you're constantly creating as a creative person. So the 6 questions you can ask yourself to know what your next creative project should be is: number 1, what is a topic that I have always been passionate about? So just complete the sentence. A topic that I've always been passionate about is, for me, it's always been art and art history, which is why I'm doing these series of videos. A topic I would like to help other people master is, again, for me, it's art and art history and an understanding, a nuanced understanding of culture, so that you don't just react to the stuff that's happening, like feminism and all that, but you have an understanding of where it's coming from, a very, very like deep-rooted understanding, and to make it more accessible to people that look like me. Because when I type Muslim artist on YouTube, all I get is a bunch of makeup artists, and I'm not happy about that. That's just degrading, seriously. It's like either rap artists or makeup artists. We have to widen our perception of artists in our community, please, people. So that's what I'm here for. What's it for you? A topic I would like to help other people master is. Next question: if I could research any topic in the world and help people master it, it would be, again, for me, it's art, fine art in particular. The reason I think people need help in this area is, yeah, my reason is because there's only YouTube. On YouTube, there's only makeup artists and rap artists, and that's really seriously a reflection of what most of our events are like in the Muslim community, most of our conversations, our means of making extra income. Yeah, it's just makeup and stuff like that. So I think we can, be a bit more bold in the options we have if we don't decide to go into professional vocational careers, because there's more than enough talent in our community. Okay, now the reason I think, yeah, we did that. To start researching this topic more, I could, well, I read a book a day now from the library that that's at my local university that my husband's at, so I can just pop down there, and it's got an absolutely humongous history of art collection, and I have a lot of fun in that place. They have crazy books, like there's one about Dali, The Art of Spitting in Your Mother's Face. I really want to know what that's about. Not that I want to do that, but it's just interesting. People I could interview on this topic include, that should really throw open the gates of possibilities. Like, I never actually thought I could interview prominent artists. Like, how crazy would that be? That would be amazing. I can't wait to do that. Like, I actually would love to sit down and talk to people like Tracey Emin and Damien Hirst and be like, what on earth are you thinking every time you go into your studio? Because seriously, what makes you think that I want to pay money to see that? I'd love to ask them that question. But anyway, yeah, that's it from me, and I hope you enjoyed it. Assalamu alaikum.